Hey guys, this is going to be a review of this PiCube Special Edition RS3 V5. This is their 8th anniversary limited edition cube, and like their other special edition cubes, there are some changes to the magnets and the springs. I'll be going over what those changes are and if I think it's worth it over the standard ball core UV V5. So the Special Edition V5 comes in matte and UV coated, and the version I have is UV coated. From what I could tell, the UV coating is applied by MoU, so the texture quality seems to be pretty similar to what you would expect from a standard V5. So now for some changes. First of all, under the center cap, you can see that instead of having maglev under the screw, there's now a spring. The spring is really light, and I found that the only viable compression settings were the last 3 or 4 on the tighter side. Along with the springs, the magnets were also changed. If you take the cube apart, you can see in the corners that the magnets are actually bigger now. The magnets in the corners are now 3 by 1.5 instead of 3 by 1. On the left, you can see a piece from a standard R3 V5, and on the right, you can see a piece from the Special Edition. You can see that the magnet's just a little bigger, which will make them stronger during turns. So the ball core is also one that's made by PiCube Shop instead of being the MoU factory version. From what I could tell, the magnets are slightly farther out, which makes them feel stronger when the turn is closer to being done, but it makes it less effective from far distances. So if you remember cubes like the GAN12 that had really strong auto alignment, that requires having strong magnets and also a radius where the magnets will attract from even far away. With this, you'll have strong magnets when it's close, but you're not going to have crazy auto alignment stuff like that. It also seems like the magnets might just be stronger in general too, which also makes the ball core feel more tactile. The final difference is that the cube has primary internals now instead of blue like other MoU cubes, and it also has a red PiCube Shop logo, which looks really clean. So there's the changes done to this cube, but do they actually improve it? So starting with the springs that I went over, the regular V5 is a really weird cube to me where I actually prefer it with maglev instead of springs. I made a version before which was just a regular ball core version, but I replaced the maglev for springs since I tend to prefer springs in cubes. But I just found that something about the maglev suited this cube's turning a lot better than the spring, even though I generally don't like it. I don't really find that to be an issue with this cube, however. I think that it comes down to the really light spring that was used being more similar to maglev. Out of the box, the cube was extremely light and fast, and I had to slow it down with a lot of gravitas and some FC Super Honey. I think that the looser and lighter turning of this cube falls more in line with MoU's other cubes, like the Weilong V10, or other cubes in the Weilong line. It still doesn't feel super similar, like the turning's still blocky like a V5, however, if you gave me this cube blind, I might think it's one of those cubes rather than the V5. So it's hard to say if the spring's actually an improvement over the maglev. I think it depends a lot on what you would actually prefer in the cube. But I do think that makes the turning feel more ergonomic like other cubes on the market. So if you found that the V5 normally didn't suit your turning, this might be a better option. So now for the magnets. When turning slowly, it's very noticeable that the magnets are stronger. The regular V5 has pretty weak magnets, so in comparison it's pretty noticeable, but it's not like a crazy difference. When turning fast, you could definitely also tell that the magnets are more snappy. I think that turning's a lot more satisfying because of the strong magnets. I could see the magnets being too strong if they were just put into the regular cube with the maglev, but I think that because the cube's a lot lighter and faster, I think the magnets suit the cube pretty well here. So all in all, these changes make the cube really interesting. It feels very different from a regular V5, while also resembling some similar turning qualities at the same time. The regular V5's been my main for about a year at this point, but it's a really weird cube. Usually cubes I like are heavier and have strong magnets, but the V5 is relatively light and has weak magnets. So on paper I wouldn't really expect it to be a good cube for my turning style, but something about it just works. I think it has something to do with the combination of characteristics and like the momentum to the turning, but I really don't know what it is. So unfortunately with that, I don't really see myself being able to switch to this cube. I think that if you're in a similar situation as me where you just find that the regular V5 suits your turning perfectly, I think that you might not be able to adjust to this cube and you might just prefer the regular V5. The Special Edition cube change the cube a lot more in my opinion compared to something like the Weilong V9, so it's not as simple as just being like, since I like this cube, I'm going to like the Special Edition a lot as well. But if you tend to prefer other more popular cubes on the market, like other MoU cubes like the Weilongs, I think this cube might be more worth it for you. It has a similar performance to the V5, but it just feels more like those other cubes, so if you like how the V5 performs in solves or corner cuts, then it might be better for you. So overall, as for what I recommend this cube, I think the changes that PiCube Shop made definitely complement the cube really well. The lighter springs make the cube feel a lot lighter and faster, while the stronger magnets help to give back the stability that's lost from the maglev being gone. I am sad that this cube is probably not going to be my main, as I've been getting tired of the regular V5, as it's been like a year at this point. But I could see there being a lot of potential for people who might have just wished the V5 was a little lighter and more tactile, maybe if they liked the V5 but it just didn't suit their turning super well. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.